Well, hello there, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Donkcast. Today, we're all sitting down very late because I completely forgot this was supposed to be happening, but that's my fault. So, say hello, everybody. Everybody's here.
Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, I'm here too.
I'm here too. But yeah, it's been quite a week for me in the whole TCG thing. I have been stressed out of my box trying to get some decent cards online. It's been so stressful. I don't know if you guys have felt the same, but it's been tough. Lost Thunder is proving to be a very expensive set, if nothing else. And it's definitely showing online. There's so many decks I want to play, and I just can't get my hands on them. However, today we are going to be talking about some of the decks we're excited to be playing. I have played a couple of new decks. What have you guys been playing? Let's have a quick roundup of the decks we're going to be talking about and what you guys have been trying out.
If we're talking specifically Lost Thunder, I've been playing Alolan Eggs with Shuckle, Baby Shuckle. I played that at League last week, 3-0.
Represent.
Yep. So that's been pretty fun. I now have Sceptile fully built, but I haven't been able to take it for a test spin yet. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get it online.
No, the online's so expensive, man. Every deck seems to be extortionate to just try and build. I think I paid something ridiculous like 8 packs of Celestial Storm for like a rare Giratina, just so that I can make a deck happen. Regular trainers, although I did learn way too late that one of the theme decks,
one of the theme decks has 2 copies of Naganadel.
Yep, and it's also got Sightseer in it as well. And I was paying.
And it's also Massive Strike.
I was paid 2 packs a go for freaking what's it called? Sightseers. I'm going to bring it up now while I'm here because the 2 theme decks actually had some pretty decent stuff in it. But I think it was the lightning one was just broken. But yeah, the fire one has Baby Shuckle. We've got 2 Blaziken from Dragon's Majesty, which I bought pack-wise not too long ago, and a Magcargo. So that is a pretty decent little theme deck as is. It has a Sightseer and a Guzma in it for really handy for some new players. And the lightning one, as well as Al said, it's got the Zeb Striker, 2 Ampharos for Ian, 2 Naganadels, and yep, 1 this one doesn't have Sightseer, it's the other one that has Sightseer. Okay. But I mean, I could have quite easily gotten some of these. I had quite a lot of coins and I frittered them away on packs just to pull absolutely nothing out the packs. I think I opened about 40 packs this weekend and I have 2 GXs to show for it. I finally got a second GX last night, but I was stressed.
It's so rough, man. It's so rough.
Yeah, I know, Al, you've been playing some interesting little janky cheap decks. What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing some interesting little decks, but they're not janky. Yeah, Granbull is a real deck.
Granbull is a real deck. I've seen a lot of people online raving about Granbull.
Probably one of the more affordable decks you could possibly build out of Lost Thunder.
Definitely. I feel as if most people will already have a couple of Oranguru lying around.
Yeah, so as long as you got the Orangurus, because
and then my card.
When I check nowadays, without any of us noticing, that's going to become like an £8 card.
Yeah.
Although speaking of theme decks, he is in one, so you can get on that one.
He's in the old.
He's in the old Incineroar one, and he's also in the new Sceptile one.
Okay.
And it's the Instruct one either way.
There you go. Yeah, that's pretty decent. And I know, Jacob, you've been really spicing it up this week with some unknown action.
Well, trying to anyway.
Trying to.
I did win 1 game. I won one game out of 3 with Unown Hand. And I think I won on, I want to say the 7th turn. Or like my 7th turn.
Jeez.
Yeah, like I was, because the thing was, I had Sophocles and I had How, and I had the Lapras, So like for the first couple of turns, I thankfully managed to get my Swampert set up. I had the Unown Hand, I had the Lapras, so I think in some turns I was plussing like 12, 15 cards. So
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That game that I won couldn't have went any better than it did. But the problem I'm having is it's consistency that's the issue.
Yes. Well, it's never going to be a tier 1 deck because of its consistency. But let's quickly go over some of the decks from Lost Thunder that have been really doing the rounds, and we won't show full deck lists for these unless Jacob wants to get really, really in depth and try and find some. There was some in Pokebeach for the likes of Blacephalon, which is the first card I'll talk about. Blacephalon has been living up to its hype and is absolutely killing it online. I did play against one which I did manage to beat, but holy is it a good deck. Just as everyone predicted, Blacephalon is super, super powerful. And to boot is like a 20 quid card. I did say to Ian the other day, do you know, I think it's going to be another Rayquaza. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be as good as everybody thinks it should be. And no, Blacephalon is absolutely fantastic by the looks of things.
Blacephalon is great, and it doesn't have as many cards that can come along and bully it as Rayquaza did.
Exactly.
He doesn't care about Weaviles.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And even then, like the little Chimecho that was rocking about some of the lists, that
baby Tapu Lele using Psywave.
Oh, there's so much that Rayquaza just did not enjoy, and it was so easily ticked into every deck, even like the Denny and stuff like that way back at the start. And now Blacephalon comes in and is just like, I don't care about any of your cards. I'm going to win this game. It's broken, man. It's broken. Another deck that I did want to quickly mention was Lost March, not Lost Thunder, Lost March, with the Jump Bluffs, the Natus, all that sort of nice stuff. And a lot of people said, I actually seen some forum posts on Pokebeach and on Facebook and stuff saying, nah, man, like Lost March is jank. It's going to be tier 2 at best, and it's nothing. It's not good. And then people started playing it online, and all I've seen is wins. All I've seen is winners. I think I've watched 3 or 4 Lost Thunder matchups, and yeah, they've been a little bit janky. Yes, they've been a little bit tough. They seem to set up a little bit ropey, but then as soon as they get set up, they just start hitting out for like 200, 300 damage and winning games. Like, just as easy as that. Is absolutely insane. And I think once we get a good Lost March list, once someone really takes the time to break that deck, I think that's got to be a tier 1 deck.
I think it's one of those decks that, yeah, I totally see what you're saying about being tier 1 and stuff like that, and we'll see how far along those lines it goes. But I think any idea of someone breaking the list is very similar to Night March. That once the list drops, it's going to be pretty standard with very, very little variation.
Yeah.
Once those 60 cards are put together in the right way, there isn't really much scope to change it. I know, like Marshadow GX, for example, went into Night March and things like that, and there was some updates put in
for a while as well.
Yeah, all those kind of things. But I think once we have a Lost March list, more or less every deck is going to be identical.
I think you may be right, to be honest.
Which I'm not saying is a bad thing necessarily, because you want to play the best version of the deck, of course.
Of course.
But I'm just, my main worry about it is the mid to late game, because you can't recycle the Jump Bluffs particularly easily, and you can't recycle DCE to get back on the Natus. That's my only real worry about it. There's no question that it does major damage. There's no question that it can set up really well and all those other kind of things. But can it sustain it?
Well, my real question about it is, what if someone puts down a Tapu Koko? Or what if someone puts down some spell tags?
I have seen it run the stadium that stops bench damage.
Sky Pillar?
Yes, that one. And that was basically being used to stop things like spread. I have seen people throw about the idea of using the Machoke, which this deck could use Ditto Prism.
Well, not really. Like, you evolve your Ditto Prism into a Skip Loom.
Yeah.
Like, that only puts a Skip Loom in the Lost Zone. It doesn't count the Ditto Prism because he's a Prism. So you don't get any Lost March for it.
It's true. Like, you can still use it to get the Skip Loom in the Lost Zone. However, the Ditto Prism would be in there as a 5th Hoppip and to have the option of evolving into Machoke. Yeah. I don't think it's ideal by any means, but if it means not insta-losing to Spread, I mean, that's something.
It's a possibility.
Because Spread really runs through this deck. Everything's got like 40 and 70 HP, so it's like as soon as you start throwing about some flying flips, some Giratina Spread, everything's going down pretty quickly. And
just a wee cheeky Giratina and then a Jet Punch turn 1.
Definitely, man, definitely. But those are the decks. I've not had a chance to play either of them, but I do feel as if they're probably the 2 best decks coming out. I've not had a lot to do with Alolan Ninetales just yet. They only just came in the post today, and I've already built a deck with them. And that was another reason why I was late today.
What did you go with?
I went with Decidueye.
Just pure Ninetales Decidueye?
Alolan Ninetales Decidueye, it plays a 1 Larvitar and 2 Tapu Lele. I think that's it. It was the list. Oh, sorry, a 1 of Swampert as well. It's the list that done well in Japan. It was like 20 something in Japan. I was like 1 card short of building it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go with that list instead of doing something a bit different for now. I do think I'm going to gravitate towards Buzzwole again with it because, come on, Buzzwole. And I will obviously try the Guardy list, but the Guardy list doesn't make sense in my head just yet. Once I have a bit of time to sit and think about it, like when, the format's actually legal, I'm still trying to get my head around like playing a bit of Marshadow Malamar this week, so that's something that's going around a bit in my head. I want to try and keep Celestial Storm fresh in my head just before I get too excited on Lost Thunder because we do have 1 cup left. So,
have you seen Rukan's article on Pokebeach? Brokan.
Yes.
I think that looks like a super fun list.
I literally went to read it, but there was a problem with Pokebeach today with the permissions for the articles, so I couldn't actually read the full article. So I was going to read it today.
Fair enough. It's worth a read.
Yeah, I got a bit into it. I did read the list just.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that played like 3 Alolan Ninetales and 1 regular or something like that. Like
it played
the old
water
one
type Ninetales. It had 3 Zorua, 3 Zoroark, 3 Rowlet, 3 Decidueye, 2 Lele. I think it was playing 4 Elms Lecture. It's pretty mental, but it looks like such a good list.
It's playing Zoroark, Ninetales, and
Decidueye, yeah. And it's insane, but it looks so good.
Wow, right, okay. I did not pick up that had Zoroarks in it.
Yeah, it uses the theory is Ninetales is the main attacker, so you're doing like 70-30.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of adding on the damage with Feather Arrows.
Yeah, I'll need to try that out. That sounds awesome.
And then you've got Zoroark obviously to kind of trade through the deck to smooth out finding candies or whatever, that kind of thing.
Ninetales
does the same thing.
That's really cool.
It looks like such an interesting list, yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that. That sounds awesome. I will definitely be trying that out. That actually reminds me a little bit of the Zoroark Duskmane Magnezone list that we were playing for a while there.
One of my favourite decks. I love that list.
That was
so
a fun
much.
deck. That was a fun deck. I did have a couple of games with that, and it was like, ooh, there's something to this.
Timeless GX won me so many games in that deck.
Yeah, that was a cool one. But getting back to Lost Thunder, I did have a bit of time to actually complete a deck. I've actually made 2, but this was the one I wanted to talk about the most. I'm going to bring up the list just while I'm talking to you guys, and it was Giratina Spread. I've been well into my spread decks this past format, more or less since the format changed. I've been really into spread, and Giratina is freaking amazing. I actually love it. It only plays 2 Giratina. You only need 2. because you're bringing them back from the discard so regularly that it's totally okay to just have 2. So yeah, 4 Malamar, 1 Onyx, the one that Wassy did a 10-minute video on. 1 attack, 4 energy, does 120 damage, and will knock out his Zoroark. There's your video, guys. And and then 1 of Necrozma GX to just have that GX attack to spread out even more damage, and you can just pop it down in 1 turn. And it even has the big 1-of attack because you do play a lot of psychic energies. The idea being that you every turn will try to bring back Giratina, spread some damage with its ability, and then pop 3 energies on it and just get it into the active to do a big 130 damage. And then the play from there for me was more or less to try and get a spell tag on there and just let it do what it does. Do you know what I mean? Just keep spreading. It was really, really cool. Really, really enjoyed playing it, and it's definitely something I'm going to be building. I don't know if you guys even did any of you guys get Giratina? Yeah, you did. You all got Giratina, didn't you?
Well, I didn't. I got Suicune because of value cards there.
I know Ian definitely got it, and I was pretty sure Jacob got one as well.
I got Jacob's Giratinas.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I think
and then
Jacob,
quickly sold them.
I didn't say I haven't sold them.
I was hoping somebody had a spare.
I tried to sell them.
I think I might have spare.
Yeah.
I'll need one.
I've got 3 just now, so at worst you can borrow 1.
Yeah, I need 1 and I need 2. I need 3 spell tags to make the deck. So I kind of figured there was probably less chance of me building that than getting 1 Elm to build my Decidueye Ninetales list that I've just spent all that money in Ninetales anyway. So I thought I should really play that.
Yeah, definitely.
Since, you know, I did buy them. So, but yeah, I need to get some spell tags because this deck is amazing. Really, really enjoyed it. And it's definitely something that I will be looking to play a bit more in the future. As I say, I really liked Spread. I built a Spread Coco deck for the last format. I did do a video on it for the channel. So if you want to see that, go and have a look at some of our other videos after the podcast, of course. And yeah, the Spread's an awesome archetype, and it's something that was really lacking before rotation. And I don't know why that is, because we still had the Tapu Koko, but the Spread just wasn't as prominent before rotation, even with things like Decidueye being in the format and Ninetales. Like Decidueye and Ninetales wasn't really a Spread deck. You know what I mean? It was strange. Because we have all the pieces there, and maybe it's just the introduction of Shrine of Punishments. I don't know, but
we didn't have Baby Lele. That's part of it as well, probably.
Baby Lele is not in this deck.
Really?
No.
I thought
you genuinely don't need it.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about your Coco Weavile one.
Oh yeah, sorry, my Coco Weavile one did have Baby Lele, but this Giratina one genuinely doesn't need it. You literally put the damage exactly where you want it with spell tag and with Giratina's ability. That it's not really that big a problem. You're tempted to be trying to take knockouts with is it Shadow Impact? Yeah, Shadow Impact anyway. So it's not so bad. I thought I would need it, but I didn't bother putting it in.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But definitely a good one. It's a nice cheap deck to be building, especially if you've already got the Malamar build there. If you've got all the pieces for like a Malamar deck, you literally need to get some Sightseer, some spell tags, and some Giratina, and you've more or less got the full deck. So I would definitely recommend that for a kind of budget build. And that's really what I've been focusing on recently, is the budget lists. And sooner rather than later, I will have some budget decks up on the channel, because there's plenty to be dealing with from Lost Thunder. And speaking of budget decks, Al, give us a little bit more of a talk about how this Granbull thing works and how you've been playing that.
Well, I got Granbull together and tried it out. What normally happens is that on your second turn of the game, you do 160 damage to whatever's in the active.
Jesus.
And then you feel really bad because that was just a basic non-GX. And then you spend like the next 5 minutes wondering, like, should I have gone for that? Or do I need to just do a wee 30 and spend that turn trying to set up more? So Yeah, it's not actually as brainless to play as you might think it is.
No,
Even if you have no cards in hand half the time.
It did not look remotely brainless to me at all. It looked like a lot of hard work, actually. Like the sequencing of every turn is very, very important with that deck.
Yeah, and the thing that really would terrify you with that deck is if someone just plops down Pseudo Wuda. That's a very frightening thought. Since ideally you have 2 dogs, 2 snails, and 2 monkeys, and you can do whatever you want that turn.
The Exodia board state that Al's after.
I'm totally using emojis for that bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, but with the number of apricorn makers and balls that you play, it's like not that hard to set up. Especially once you start putting down monkeys and snails, and getting more monkeys and snails off of them.
It doesn't sound like the setup is the difficult part, but I imagine picking the right card off of the Macargo every time and things like that, that's going to be the tricky part.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
And knowing what the Lost Mixer, that kind of thing.
Well, you've got the Lost Mixer, whatever is in your hand, so you can get the Guzma that you put on top.
Yeah, true.
So, like, you don't really have a choice of what you Lost Mixer. You just got to go with whatever you have. And that's why the deck runs more of everything that it really wants.
Yeah. It's definitely a really interesting little deck, though. What was the energy count in there?
7 fairy energy.
7 fairy energy. That's
and
really
it's like weird because you could run unit energy and you can have like a wee Weavile or wee Baby Buzz, but
that sounds way
why
too
would you? Because they do less damage.
Yeah, that sounds way too spicy. There's no need for that. That scares me even more. Look, you're trying to do enough.
Oh yeah, like I can have one of these really good. No, I'll just scramble.
Nah, man. I love it. I love the idea of just having a deck that is. It's so budget it hurts. Like getting 4 Granville would like probably run you about £4, if that. And even then, like that's probably the most expensive card in the deck, bar of course your monkeys that you were talking about earlier.
3 monkeys.
Even then,
just buy 3 theme decks.
You could. There's probably a expensive way to do it, but
a better way to do it.
The average player, I would assume, would have 2 to 3 of the monkeys, even if they hadn't been playing competitively or anything like that. If they've just got a couple of Sun and Moon packs, chances are they've got a monkey. They were, as you say, in theme decks. They have. I'm pretty sure they were in. Yeah, they were in pre-release boxes because there's a pre-release one as well. So, like, chances are folk have them. They may only have 2
floating around.
I mean, for the sake of a fun deck for a couple of games, you could probably run it with 2 monkeys and just
strong deck.
Sub out something else. But
depending on what the meta turns out.
Really interesting deck, and something I'm glad they put in. I'm glad they put in something like that.
Well, I'm glad they put it in, and I'm glad that it's 130 extra damage. Instead of just putting it in and it goes like, oh, it does like 100 extra damage, it does 130. Which just like wouldn't be enough to make it worth it. And sometimes they make cards like that.
Yeah, well they had like the Slow King and stuff like that was like, oh, if you don't have any cards in your hand, you can attack for free, and it was like do 100 damage.
Cool, but it's not really worth it.
It's like, you tried.
They put for Slow King break, we're going to bust that deck.
Yeah. Definitely, man. It's a really cool little engine. And I'm glad, like I say, that they managed to squeeze in something like that for just a budget deck. There is a couple other little budget decks in there, like the Blissey deck that I want to try out. Looks pretty cool. For every energy on it, flip a coin, and for each heads, it's 80 damage. So with Malamar, you could get energy on there pretty quickly. With DCE, you can build it up pretty quickly as well. So that's definitely something I want to be trying. And with the Victini Flip-Tini thing, I want to see if it's even remotely viable. I doubt it. I think Granville's still going to be better, but it's a fun little bit.
Blissey's got 168 points.
It does.
Which is, as we've discovered, is a terribly low number.
Yes.
And not nearly enough.
other decks that we've been playing, guys. Ian, throw us a bone here. What you got?
Well, you were speaking about budget decks, so
Yes.
like the budget deck that I've been playing is Alolan Eggs.
Yes.
And it is super fun, man. It's so good. So you're playing like 4 netball, you're playing 4/4 execute alone executor line, you're playing 2 baby shuckle so that you
Of
can
course.
use that fantastic ability which is battle compressor but for basic energy. So you search out 3, put them straight into the discard pile, and every type of basic energy buffs alone executor's attack by 20 up to 100 additional damage. So you're hitting 120 for a single grass energy on an 160 HP stage 1, which is really nice unless you're playing Granbull, I suppose, because that hits 160.
Yeah.
There are very few things that can one-shot it, and Granbull just happens to be one of them. But grass is obviously a pretty good type just now to have as well, because Lycanrock's so popular. Maybe moving forward it becomes less popular, maybe it becomes more popular, I don't know. But if Lycanrock sticks around, then it's always useful. People were taking in Shaman a while ago to put counter energy on that and use is it Rally Back Shaman's attack was called, or something along those lines.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's a really good type to have as well. But I just love non-GX attackers. That's
do
just
I.
the thing.
So do I. They're a lot of fun.
And Alolan Executor is just cool, full stop. He's just awesome. Just looking at him.
Do you think that Alolan Executor was kind of slept on before Lost Thunder, or do you need the improvements from Lost Thunder?
Well, apparently you don't, because there's Executor decks showing up.
Yeah,
there is. And Special Event Chile.
Absolutely, and Zach Zamora didn't need it when he played it at, was it the North American Internationals or something? He played it with Zoroark and got like 33rd and just bubbled out a day 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I think people have played it in the past and people are playing it currently without the Baby Shuckle, for example, but I'm just a big fan of the Baby Shuckle. The other thing that I play in there is...
I think the Baby Shuckle makes it infinitely better. Like, I think it's a 100% definite inclusion.
Yeah. I mean,
especially since you can just netball for it.
Exactly. Yeah. I've seen people play it with like Oricorios and things like that to get the energy into your hand and discard them with Ultra Balls, that kind of thing. But I think once Shuckle becomes legal, it's just the better play, no matter what. The other thing that I've been playing it with is Promo Lurantis to boost the damage by 20. So those are quite significant numbers because you're getting to 120 with the basic attack and 5 energy in the discard. Choice Band gets you to 150. 2 Lurantis get you to 190, and that's when you're knocking out something like a Buzzwole, for example. So the numbers do get quite important in that sense for the damage boosters. But you can also, you're not going to survive a Knuckle Impact, for example, from Buzzwole, but you can survive a few Jet Punches and things like that, and you can take hits from Zoroark and stuff as well, so you're not worried about two-shotting as well. And I do play a couple of Max Potion in there as well, just for fun, really.
Yeah, well, the Max Potion is obviously nice because there is plenty that you can avoid. What tools do you play in that deck? Is it just
Choice Band?
Just Choice Band, yeah.
And Stadium Shrine of Punishment.
Of course, yeah.
Which again adds you hit Zoroark for 190, pass turn, they pass it back, there's your 210. It's not always going to work out that way.
If you're running Lurantis, I wonder if you even need Choice Band. Maybe just like commit to two-shotting things using your Lurantis damage. I can say it. And then slap some bodybuilding dumbbells on.
See, my main issue with bodybuilding dumbbells is that that's a tool that your opponent controls, and I don't like tools like that.
Of course.
Like I'm things like wishful batting, for example, is another one of these type, and it's not.
Spell tag sure is jank.
No. I'm definitely not saying it's jank at all.
Yeah, they're good, but
spell tag is terrific, and spell tag might be the exception that proves the rule. To be fair, but I just worry that you slap the dumbbells on, the field blower comes down, and it one shots the executor anyway. And what have you done?
Well, I'd rather give myself like one copy of field blower. So I'd rather use a stadium more now.
I'd rather give myself the option to one shot big things.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's different ways of playing it. You could play it more defensively if you chose to.
Yeah, definitely think there's a room for testing that, because in that format where we're playing like one field blower a deck, like as Al says, like it's they're few and far between. So I don't think it's awful.
No, it's definitely not a bad idea.
Granbull has 0 field blowers.
Yeah,
and you've got 168 points.
Yeah. So true. So maybe it's the tech for the Granbull matchup.
That's it. Just one off for the Granbull.
But like, outside of that, as I say, I played that at League partly because I had most of the cards already. The shuffles were pretty easy to get, and it's a pretty budget deck. It's non-GX attackers. There's no GX cards in it at all. If someone was going to play it, the most expensive thing they're going to find is probably Shrine of Punishment. And that's gone down a little bit. It's still expensive for a stadium, but it's gone down a wee bit in price. So you can pick them up for
there was a lot of hype around it.
Bit less than that.
There was a lot of hype around it, but it does seem to be coming back down to kind of regular prices. Like it went a little bit crazy there for a minute, but we're back to kind of normal prices for Shrine.
But the deck that I'm super excited about, and the one I've been going on about since I saw the card, is Sceptile. I think Sceptile's amazing. I've got the deck built. I'd originally built it with a couple of proxies because I didn't have the cards, but now I have the full 60 cards. So as soon as the cups buy on Sunday, I'll be bringing it to League and I'll be trying it out. Excellent. I've been playing quite a lot of test hands with it, just playing through the first couple of turns because I have not got the cards online, as I say. No. So a couple of test hands, going through the first few turns, and I'm finding that it's setting up roughly about 66% of the time. So 2 in every 3 games, you're looking at multiple Groviles on turn 2. And when you can cascade the Groviles, it becomes so tough. Originally, I wasn't playing it with Rare Candy because the Groviles were taking care of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you're going to lose a turn, particularly going second. You're going to lose maybe 2 turns of attacking. Your opponent can knock out a Trico, then knock out a Grovile. So with the Candy, you can go, Grovile, search out the next Grovile, search out the Sceptile for Rare Candy in hand, and bring them up and attack as early as turn 2 for 130 damage, or 60 and remove a special energy with its first attack. Fair enough. The other thing that deck has is Baby Sceptile. So it gives it although it's grass type, it gives it a really good shot against something like Blacephalon, which I'm expecting to be huge. It shuts down Naganado, shuts down Buzzwole, it shuts down Guzzlord if anybody's playing Guzzlord, Cortana, whichever one you want to say. It shuts down all the Ultra Beasts, and it's that alone I think makes the deck sneaky competitive. I'm not suggesting that it's top tier. I'm not suggesting it's going to be a best deck in format or anything like that, but I think it could be an interesting meta call.
I think the Sceptile having 230 HP and just being able to take hits all day with that, that's got to be worth a shout. When something like a Malamar deck usually tops out with its like 180 GX attack, or obviously Necrozma like is kind of limitless, but like getting 4 energy on a Necrozma is like pretty hard at the best of times. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you're just going to discard them all. So being able to stream Necrozma attacks against it would be tough. You've got the stadium to heal up. You've got the max potion to heal up. You accelerate your own energy back to the bench. Like, Malamar's going to have a bit of trouble with that on paper, surely. And I think you set up probably just as fast as it. So it's definitely worth a play. It's definitely worth a test to see how it gets on.
I was saying, like, when you were talking about the one-shotted and stuff like that, from, like, Necrozma.
Right,
yeah, okay, like, it shuts down, like, Zoroark can't one-shot it. Buzzwole and Blacephalon get shut down with the Baby Sceptile if you can maneuver the energy properly. Lycanrock's weak to it. Like, all of the big hitters seem to have an innate weakness to it. And a wee side note, by the way, like I said a few minutes ago that I've played a few test hands. That was a bit of a lie. I've played tons and tons of test hands. I just didn't want to sound like a complete loser. But I had 2 iterations of the deck built. Initially, I tried it with Tapu Lele and Elm's Lecture, and I found that was not very optimal. It was a lot tougher to set up. So now I'm playing it with 4 netball, 4 great ball, 3 ultra ball, and an S ball, and that is a much better way. The only issue is Garbodor, obviously. But with 230 HP, as long as you play the items sensibly and you're careful about how you go about it, you can avoid the one-shotting situations, and Garb then doesn't take a chance against it. But for anybody listening, if you're interested in playing the deck, and I'm going to do a video on it as well now, I've got all the cards, and that'll be my list, obviously, but I highly recommend initially for your own kind of testing or whatever, play it with balls instead of Professor Bridget.
Fair enough. Play it with balls.
Yep.
Jacob, mate, what have you been playing this fine format?
Well, I was trying to make Unown Hand work. However, I have given up on that. Well, not for now. No, I've not completely given up. I've given up in the sense that I don't have a hand online. So apart from playing on a Thursday, I've got no other way of testing it.
Yeah.
So, and obviously we've got the cup on Sunday, so I'm trying to stay away from
pesky cup.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from anything that's not the deck we're playing.
Of course, I am trying to do the same thing, to be honest.
Same here.
But that didn't stop me building an Unown Hand deck online just to see what it would look like.
What did you end up going with?
So my list is 4 Zoroark and the Metal Energies, like I was talking about.
Right, okay.
I do play 3 copies of Unown Hand because I kind of figured early on in the kind of thought process, you need to create a board state with 2 Unown Hands on the field. You need to Virizion, use your GX attack, pick up all the Zoroarks and all the choice helmets that I've been using on the Zoroarks to hopefully let them live an extra turn. So I've been thinking that you got to get 2 Unown Hands on the field. So I've played 3. And then that way, if one's in the prizes, like I've got a bit of time to get it, all that sort of stuff. Because I do play Gladion.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea would be get all my Zoroarks out, get a Virizion out, and then wait for a GX attack turn where I would pick up all the Zoroarks and leave 2 Unown Hands on the field. And hopefully they knock out one Unown Hand, or even none. And then we win the game after that. That's the plan. But the list looks really weird, and I don't know if it's even worth trying it. Like, I'm obviously going to try it, but like, it's like 4 Fisherman, 4 Lady to get my 16 Metal Energies out of the deck. 4 Professor Elm's Lecture to set up my Zoroas. But then 4 Mount Coronet is basically just to bring back the Metal Energies along with Fisherman. It's my idea is just cycle the Metal Energies with trade and just get all my cards out the deck that way.
Yeah.
Will it work? I've absolutely no idea. Will I try it? You're damn right I'm going to try it.
I think it sounds good. Potentially 4 Lady and 4 Fisherman sounds a little excessive. I would do 4 heavy on one or the other. So like say 4 Fisherman, 2 Lady.
Yeah.
Especially considering you're going to be trading, so you don't want to run out of cards too quickly. Does that make sense?
My plan is Lady into the energy, trade away the energy. Do you know what I mean? And then Fisherman back the energy. That in my head, that's how it's working.
But
whether that works
potentially you're trading
practice.
into even more energy.
That's
and
fine.
then you're left with a supporter that you're not really getting much use out of because you've already taken all the energy out your deck.
You're getting one more card in your hand.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not tested it even once. Everything you could be saying is 100% true. I have absolutely no idea. Like, I genuinely don't know. I need to really test it and see how close I am. If it works one time, I'll probably retire it and never play it again. It's like, that's done. I did it.
I want to make it work one time online as I'm filming it, and then at least there is proof that I won a game. Yeah, because like I could turn around and say, "Oh, I won a game," but if Dickie turned around and said, "Well, no, he didn't," do you know what I mean? Nobody actually watched it, So, yeah.
Speaking of Dickie, by the way, just a wee update on last week's challenge that was thrown out.
Oh my god.
He cowered away. Just putting that out there.
Oh, for God's sake.
He didn't cower. He didn't cower.
He pretended just to ignore it, you know?
Oh, dear.
That was just a joke, Dickie. We love you, really.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm playing about with a weird sort of spread deck just now.
Okay.
Not like yours. I think I'm more concentrating on Coco, Tapu Lele, and that is it. But playing Diantha with because it's the Fairy Lily I use.
Yeah.
So that I'm getting the cards back that I need. But now that I have Shrine of Punishment, thanks to the live stream last week, that deck will hopefully play a lot better because I have been playing it without Shrine. I've been getting the wins, but nothing.
Are you gonna play it with Electro Power?
Oh, I didn't actually consider that.
And using Electro Power and then even Diantha with Electro Power, like it's probably a kind of hard state to get the board into where you're using Electro Power with Coco and then they're knocking out Lele, but I mean Diantha could then bring back the Electro Power for you as well.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think the deck is more of a spread denial, if you like. Like I play a lot of enhanced hammers, crushing hammers, that sort of thing. So
fair enough.
I'm not hitting them for much damage, but I'm potentially stopping them from hitting me for damage as well. So
slow and steady winning the race.
Yeah, or complete troll deck and making them just rage quit. So
well.
Yeah.
Speaking of rage quitting or not rage quitting when you probably should have, I just feel I'd like to share the Chimeco story.
Yeah, you totally should.
Go on then, Ian.
So I was playing Malamar the other day, and my opponent went first, and they set up their board with a couple of Alolan Vulpix and a few Rowlet, so they were obviously playing Alolan Ninetales Decidueye. So on my first turn, I put up Chimeco, and I Bella Silenced for somewhere in the region of 30 turns in a row. And my opponent could do nothing. I ended up with 3 cards left in deck. I then took a knockout to go down to 2 prizes. He not with Bella Silence, so that meant he could do what he wanted. I'd taken out his Vulpixes at that point, so he rare candied into a Decidueye, attacked with it, and then I used Marshadow using Necrozma's Prismatic Burst to one-shot the Decidueye and took the game. So that's like 30-odd minutes of that guy's life that he's never getting back.
Oh, that's gross, man. It was a win so trolly, he phoned Jacob at 12:30 at night.
I did.
Tell him about it.
I did. It was. I only wish I'd recorded it.
Oh man! See when I got the phone call and he's like, "Dude, are you awake? Are you awake?" And I was like, "Oh my god, who's dead? Like, what's wrong?"
The guy I was playing.
Oh, that was amazing.
Dear me. Yeah, one more deck I want to talk about. I know we've went through a lot of different theories of decks and decks that we've been enjoying, but one little deck that I have been putting together is my Tapu Koko Naganadel deck, and I want to quickly talk about this one because I did manage to beat Blacephalon with it. I outsped the Blacephalon and just really, really ramped up the pressure to the point that they had to scoop it up. And it's a really, really cool little deck. The whole premise being that you get your Naganadels out on the board, they bring back some energy for you, and then Tapu Koko GX comes in, bounces into the active, takes all the energy off of them, and then can attack from that turn. I play Aether Paradise Conservation Area so that my Tapu Kokos essentially have 200 HP, and I play Electro Power so that they can deal way over the 130 base damage that they can do, or the massive GX attack that does like 50 for each energy on your opponent's side of the field. Really, really like the deck. I remember back when Tapu Koko first came out, I did a YouTube video for it on my old channel, and it did really, really well. And that was actually one of the reasons that, because I used to do Minecraft on my old channel, and because the Pokemon video did so well, it was one of the reasons that I wanted to get more into Pokemon on YouTube. And going back to playing some Tapu Koko, man, I was loving it. And the fact that I managed to win a couple of games with it, I was like, yeah, man, I'm building this.
You just love
it's a
Tapu
really nice
Koko.
little deck.
You hear me?
Yeah, my connection's gone again.
That's cool. I was just saying, you love Tapu Koko GX. You've always loved Tapu Koko GX. He's your boy.
I know. He's the idea of them is better than the actual card. Like the idea of like, I'm gonna just live every hit and then Acerola it back and then just do it all again. Like it's really, really cool. But it's so hard to pull off. But I think Naganadel is a really, really nice partner for him. And I think that it could work. It could be a thing.
I mean, this is the one time that you would rather... Well, it's not necessarily the one time, but it's a time you would absolutely rather have AZ than Acerola.
Definitely.
So it's unfortunate that
energy. Yeah.
It's unfortunate it goes back to your hand.
The only problem...
That's where it clonks, isn't it?
There's a big problem I did find. I was using Thunder Mountain Prism Star, and I actually lost the game because I did this. My plan was to spread with Baby Coco, because the wording of Thunder Mountain says, the attacks of lightning Pokemon, both yours and opponent, cost 1 lightning less, right? So I thought that would count for a colorless attack, but it doesn't. So for Flying Flip, you still need to attach 2 energy. It doesn't reduce it by an energy, it's by a lightning energy. So you can still Electro Ball for 2 energies, but you can't Flying Flip for 1 energy. Which I was like, really? That doesn't seem right. But I guess it is
because it's a colorless attack and not a lightning attack.
I feel like
it's because it's reducing the cost rather than giving you an energy.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it works.
It threw me a little bit, I must admit, and I ended up because I did that. I played my Thunder Mountain too early, and ended up I wasn't then able to attack the next turn either. So it was like 2 turns without attacking, and it ended up losing me the game that time. But so I don't think Thunder Mountain is actually a really good card in this deck. But if I get some Zeraora, I definitely think I'll be playing Zeraora over the Tapu Koko, and then at that point, probably Thunder Mountain comes back in, because Zeraora takes good advantage of the Thunder Mountain Stadium, as does Tapu Koko GX. So I think maybe some Zeraora are going to fit into this deck really, really well, but Zeraora are expensive, guys. Very, very expensive.
Yep.
Like everything else in this set. That's why we're not playing Blacephalon Naganadel here. We're playing Tapu Koko GX. But yeah, hopefully I may treat myself and pick up some codes at some point and see if I can just trade for some of the cards that I want, because there is a lot of cards to get, especially online, to do some videos with, and I think it's going to be a while before I can do enough tournaments to get myself 4 Blacephalons and 4 Zeraoras and all that sort of stuff, if you even need 4, but I don't know. But that's the story.
Do you need a Ditto Prism by any chance?
Online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need one?
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Oh, okay, I'll give you a Ditto Prism.
Jacob, in 40 packs, I pulled 1 GX, 2 Prism Stars. One was a Stadium and one was...
Lucamine, probably.
Lucamine, that's exactly what it was. And it wasn't until like the 41st pack that I got a trade locked Mag Cargo. I am doing absolutely shockingly with this set. Really, really terribly. I had about 5 packs to open there from the tournament that I did and from a couple of trades that I managed to put up. I've gotten to the point now that I'm trading one-off trainers that I have spare for a pack of Lost Thunder. It's getting that bad. And I've been doing this for the past couple of days, trying to just get a few more packs here and there. I had 5 packs to open, and I got 1 GX out of that. It was a full art Genesect, which I was pretty happy with. But in the other 4 packs, I got sweet jank. And yeah. So a Ditto Prism Star would go a long way for me, Jacob. Yeah,
That's absolutely fine. I gave Ian one, so I've got another 5 left. I obviously need
What?
one.
You have another 5?
Oh yeah, did you? Well, clearly someone didn't watch the stream.
No, I watched for as long as I could, and then I had to turn it off for a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched a fair few bits of it, but I noticed the video actually went up today, and I was like, I'm gonna watch the bit that I missed because I was actually really enjoying the bit of the stream that you did. Yeah, that was something we've actually not talked about this podcast.
It's 6 dittos I got.
6 Dittos, man, that's
Yeah.
insane. You probably get them. You probably get a few packs for them if you were to trade them off.
Deck plays 6 though.
The deck does play 6. I'm going to need 6 off of you, Jacob.
No, I'd rather give them to like you guys if you need one or whatever, and then after that, if I've got any spare, I'll trade them off. But
yeah, so leave a comment if you need Ditto Prisms. Jacob's your man.
be quick, because technically there's only
I send me one first.
If John needs one and I need one, Al, do you need one?
Yeah, I'll need one.
Mate, there's 2 left, guys. So first 2.
First to comment, Jacob is the best. Get a Ditto Prism Star online. But yeah, we've not actually talked about that. That's a nice way to end off the podcast, actually. So Jacob, you did a live stream at the weekend. How many packs did you open?
432.
432.
Which is the same, or is it a number of 2 cases worth of boosters?
Jesus Christ,
Because
man.
there's 36 packs in a box, and there's 6 boxes in a case.
That's
So,
actually
yeah.
insane, man.
You
I remember like having a conversation with you before, being like, "Oh man, I'll help you out to get to like, I think you were trying to get to 300 or 360 or something like that."
Yeah, it was 360. Yeah.
I was like, I can help out, and I'm looking at my packs now, and I'd probably will give you about like 9 packs, thinking I was doing really well. Jesus, man. Oh, 2 cases, man. That's insane.
Well, we did say we wanted to go big, so I thought
we did, yeah. But that is really, really cool. You got through the packs well quick as well. Like, what was it, like 2 hours?
Not even an hour and 40 minutes, because that's with no cuts. That's straight like press start.
Yeah, you were just booking it through those packs, man. But that was really cool, man. It was cool to see just pack after pack just getting cracked left, right, and center. There was a fair few, man, and that is a cool thing, man. I don't know how you had the inner will to hold on to all of those packs.
You have no idea.
No, man. No, I struggle to keep like 10 packs, and then I'm just like, nah, open them. Let's just open them.
Exact same.
And I know I should hold on to them, and I know I should save them, because I'd like, if I get 5 packs today, I get another 5 tomorrow.
But shiny cards, mate. Shiny cards.
Exactly, man. Like, by doing a couple of trades and then doing a tournament or 2, I usually get like a couple of packs like from that, and like assuming I can actually play out the whole tournament, and don't forget that I've got a podcast to do. And then have to scoop on the second round of the tournament. But like that normally nets me like 2 to 3 packs like every day, like guaranteed if I'm playing. And I never keep them. I just open them straight away. I can't help it.
Well, I genuinely don't think I have opened a pack since the last stream, which was in June.
Jeez.
So, like, it was a lot of packs that I'd earned. It was a lot of packs, like, codes that I had got from packs that I bought. It was codes that people had given me, like, just one here and there. There was a load I had bought from Settlers as well.
Right.
And then obviously people just handing you know yourself. I mean, we'll go to pre-release and somebody will hand you like 10 codes or whatever. So, like, that's 3-4 months worth of people. Like, I still have the pile of codes, and I will put a picture on the video now, just so you can see the sheer vast size of this pile. And it
That's
took
insane.
me 3 days to enter all these damn codes.
Oh man,
So yeah,
that's insane. That is really cool though, and yeah. So I thank you for everyone who donated to that from me. And from the channel, but I'm sure Jacob will be loving it. So if you want to say a quick thank you to those people, I know you said it on the video as well, but just while we're here.
Yeah, no, I honestly can't thank everybody enough. There's so many people to mention, and to be honest, there's probably people I've
You're not winning an Oscar.
Oh, shut up! The thing is, there's probably people I've forgotten, like that just hand you a code here and there, and then I'll feel guilty that I've thanked everybody. But then there's like wee Nathan. I'm pretty sure he gave me codes. So I'm going to thank Nathan anyway, because I don't know.
Right.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I can't remember.
Yeah. The people that we've met through Settlers are all so nice, and that that a lot of them give us codes just for the sake of it, and in turn, hopefully we can make them laugh every now and again on a mad YouTube video or something like that, or give them a bit of help deck building or something like that, and just repay them in whatever way we can. But yeah, it was really cool to see just how crazy it can get when a community comes together to do something like that. And I say that from experience because I've got a box of Beware sitting up on that shelf that can testify as to what a community can do when they learn that you like one thing.
Which, by the way, I still have all those
believe me, I know. But yeah, I think on that note, it's about time to wrap it up. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we scoot away for the night?
No, I'm good.
I think that's enough for one podcast.
It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, guys.
As always, yep. Anyway, guys, I didn't hear any of that because my internet's been absolutely terrible tonight. And but yeah, thank you very much for. I know. I'm sure Jacob will fix it all for me. and when I listen back to the podcast, I'll be enjoying it like you guys are too. So anyway, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next week.